Hi, I'm Dr. Bertice Berry, and I want to tell you a story. It's a big story. My oldest friend in the world is Tia Thompson. We went to elementary school. Actually, we went to preschool together and elementary school. And then we didn't go to middle school together, high school, and we were going to go to college together. We've remained friends throughout all these years, sang together, just everything. Her family now lives here in the Savannah area as well. Anyway, I spent a lot of time at the Thompsons' house. And at one point, our family house, the city decided to tear that house down. And so we moved to way across town, and it was going to require 3 buses for me to get back and forth to school. So the Thompsons said for my last 6 months of high school, instead of doing that, that I should stay at their house because they were concerned that I wouldn't finish if I had to catch 3 buses every morning to and from school. Anyway, while I was there, there was this ritual. Whenever Mrs. T made corn on the cob, Mr. T's seat was like right in front of the refrigerator. Mrs. T's seat was the furthest away in a small kitchen. And he would hold up his corn, and Mrs. T would get up and squeeze behind him in the refrigerator. He would have to scoot his chair up, and she'd squeeze behind him to get the butter and butter his corn. And I saw this over and over and over again. And I went away to college and I was thinking about it. And I was thinking about these roles and the roles that women have to play. And I was like, man, one day I'm going to be able to say something. One day I'm going to say something. So on break, went home from college and I went over to their house. Or maybe I was already in graduate school. It probably took that long. And the same corn on the cob thing was still going on. Mr. T held up his corn on the cob. Miss T squeezed behind him, put the corn on it, put the butter on the corn. And I somehow got up the nerve to ask that question. I said, Mrs. T, how come Mr. T can't butter his own corn? And they looked at each other and they were like, and I was like, I think there's more going on than I've been seeing. I gotta pay closer attention. So I did. The next time, like later in that week, because we ate leftovers, later in that week, Mr. T holds up his corn. Miss T looked at him, went like that. He looked at her, went like that. She got up, she squeezed behind him, and as she's squeezing behind him, she's rubbing lightly against him, gets that butter, and is reaching around him, buttering the corn, and she's whispering in his ear. And he's like, gonna be later, I had missed all of that interaction because I was seeing it through my lens. When I realized that in a family that was, a lot of kids and the kids' friends and people always over and everybody's there. He was the vice principal of a school. She had her own daycare. There was always people there. They still had their love language, even with us around, because obviously we weren't paying attention. Sometimes we see other people's lives through the lens of our own stuff. And we can't really see what's happening. Some people call it an unconscious bias. I say looking at other people's lives through the lens of your own life. And if you can't put down your own lens or clean your own filter long enough to see the worth, the value of someone else's relationships, someone else's life, someone else's dance, you're missing out. I said earlier that they live in this area now. Before the shutdown, we would go to the movie together, and we're going to do it again. They've been married 63 years. Mr. T has Parkinson's. Mrs. T just recently had a knee replacement. We go to the movies on Tuesdays. We go on Tuesdays because they're not going to let me pay full price. We get a good seat where we can recline and we have our snacks. and one is taking care of the other, and the other's taking care of the other. And the two of them together are such a beautiful pair. If you don't know someone else's journey, you can't tell them where they should go. I love you.